And are we live?
Now live.
Yay. Ready?
It's ready.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Pearson Town Council, regularly scheduled meeting. We'll start with our pledge and a word of prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father, we pray your blessings over our meeting this evening. Thank you for our town and our citizens who live here. Thank you for our excellent, just beautiful place where we live. We ask your blessings over our meeting, that we would be good stewards of the resources you've committed to us. We ask that you help us to make wise decisions and that we would be found faithful. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce that tonight we are officially live with our YouTube recording, and so we have it working. Last council meeting, we thought we had it working and it didn't work. So we are live, cameras live. We should be able to be heard live on YouTube. So this starts our new process. Just another reminder that if we have any guests or anyone who would like to speak, we need you to come up to the podium so that you can be seen and heard on the live broadcast. So thank you for your patience and for understanding as we got all this technology stuff working. All right, gentlemen, we should have received the council meeting minutes from Monday, June 9th. And we need to approve those minutes. I looked through them. I did not see anything that needed to be edited or changed.
I did not either.
Okay.
I'll
move that we approve them.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. All right, we'll sign those later, Myra. Don't let me forget. We should have also received the minutes of the town council executive session from June 12th. And that meeting also, I did not see any changes needed to the minutes.
Make a motion we accept as
Okay.
written.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. All right, we'll sign those later. All right. All right, let's go straight to our department reports. Jim, you want to go next?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Our hiring process for the new deputy marshal continues. We've received several good candidates and we're proceeding to narrow down candidates. Currently moving into the polygraph and home visit phase of the process. And I hope to have everything wrapped up in a formal introduction at next month's meeting. I did talk to a retired state trooper who was going to get me the cost of the polygraph. And I should have that tomorrow, so
Okay.
get an email generated on that cost. 30 mile per hour speed limit signs arrived and they've been installed on the streets. We asked for the ordinance change. I'm coordinating with Casey on placing more signs. We've got a couple of streets that need additional signage just to benefit motorists, to alert them of the speed limit. I do want to remind residents that it's very important to lock vehicles,
Yes.
houses, especially overnight when you're asleep and you just don't have the daylight. We have had some issues here of late that we're trying to get on top of, but just make sure your belongings and your personal effects are secure. If you witness anything that you feel suspicious, make sure you call 911 or just get a hold of us, flag us down if emergency. Then we were talking about a little bit about ordinance violations and the procedures on those and the different types of ordinance violations and how they would go through the process. As far as junk cars, houses, yards, garage sales, yard sales, stuff like that. There's a process that we go through, typically like junk cars, things of that nature. The department will try to keep on top of that, tag vehicles, try to enforce being moved in a timely manner. As far as houses and yards and stuff, I think the street department kind of helps out with that. And then that process goes on to the clerk's office, which they in turn start generating letters. I know some members of the public have questions about how that gets accomplished. So, other than that, that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions, comments? Thank you very much. Keep up the good work. We appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
All right, Casey, utilities, street departments,
And Parks Center.
and recreation board.
First thing I wanted to note was that we did purchase the water meters that were discussed at the last meeting. I purchased them in the larger quantity, the 144 full pallet. It saves us $9,000 approximately.
Cool.
So, and we will go through those as well. Next two things are actually three things are item related. First two, I'm kind of looking for approval from you guys. That's more open-ended as far as cost. We are required to do this through our item permits though. The first is disposing sludge from our drying beds. It needs to be hauled off. It's dried. We're full on the last two beds, and actually two more in from that. We ended up taking the settled iron from our wastewater lagoon from the water plant. So those four beds are now full, and we need to have more room to be able to waste properly and keep the plant running well.
Where do we haul that to? What
So
happens
we don't
to it?
haul it ourselves. It would be Hoosier landfill that drops off or roll off, and then we would load that up. So I'll be doing samples this Wednesday from the iron sediment stuff and then the wastewater sediment too. So two different samples get analyzed. They'll check it out to make sure that they can take it. They can take it.
Okay,
Yeah, our stuff's pretty organic.
yeah.
Then the next thing would be repairing the lift station alarms. I have an electrician coming. He's supposed to be getting a hold of me by the end of this week. He said that if I don't get a hold of you, he was on vacation for 2 weeks. He said, I'm going to be scatterbrained probably. Reach out to me if you don't hear from me by Friday. So that's the plan. But those need to be repaired as well. So I'm looking for approval, open-ended on the cost. We're going to have to do it regardless from the council on those two.
I would move that we go ahead with both of those. They have to be done.
Right, second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay, approval on both of those, Casey.
Thank you. Next thing I had was water emergency response plan. I don't think I actually need your approval on it. I kind of need your blessing more than anything. There's not even a place for you guys to sign off on it or anything, but your names are in there, so you should be involved with it though.
And is this the document, Tammy, that you've been going back and forth on? The water?
No,
That's something different?
Yeah.
Okay,
So the emergency
It's
response
on here, I don't know.
plan is just kind of a guideline of
there
what you
it is.
would do in certain situations. It
Just a big
includes
long
us
document.
personally with our chlorine room. If there was a chlorine leak, how would we handle that? If there was a drop in pressure, say a water leak that's really bad, how are you going to conduct testing, notify the residents, things of that.
This is pretty much the same one we've had for years. It's just updated to a current date.
Pretty
Correct.
much.
yeah, it's something that's been in place. We just updated
Yeah.
it.
We just have to update
Yeah,
every.
it's
Okay.
been in place, but it's been pretty heavily updated.
Okay,
Yeah, I looked through it earlier. And did you have a problem with it? Would give you your blessing on
Yeah.
getting it or sent through.
I will get that submitted to item then. Vacation time, out of nowhere, my anniversary came up and I did not use 86 hours of my vacation before it expired. I don't really know the best way of dealing with it either, because I don't know.
All right. I know you've been short-staffed, so the roll is over
I'll
till
second
the
the
end of
motion.
year next year.
I'll second the motion. Got a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. That said, I still want to continue to offer my services to help you interview and get. So
Perfect. And I will take that.
absolutely. Let's help move that up the priority list so that you guys aren't killing yourselves.
Absolutely. On to parks. Big thing everybody's probably wondering is what about the tennis and pickleball courts?
Yes, sir.
And for the basketball. So it's been pushed back because of the weather, and they said that it would be this week then that they would get to it. Well, looks like
Right.
Wednesday, Thursday is not looking the greatest
Yeah.
now. And then you look at the extended forecast, chance of thunderstorms all next week also. So I will be staying in touch with them and trying to figure out when we're gonna have it done, but I'm gonna talk at the park board meeting, recreational meeting, that it's okay to wait as long as we're gonna have it done correctly. It is important to have the correct conditions, and we want this to last. It is a big investment for us, so.
Yeah.
But we also want to see it done.
Yeah. And I also don't, because it's a smaller project for them probably than many they do, I don't want it to get just pushed down the list because it's a smaller project.
Yeah, somebody else spending more
We've
money,
been
so-
waiting patiently, so stay on them.
Yep. Last thing that I have, I'll call Keaton Cornell up. So I passed along information to all of you about the possibility of the disc golf course up at Pearson Washington Township Park. Keaton reached out to me, had interest in doing this for his Eagle Scout project. Put a lot of time and effort into it. I included pictures that showed a layout that he got some assistance on. He walked the entire property, and that's what they came up with. The cost that he received, the quote was for $3,050 before shipping taxes. That's after a $550 discount. All the place wanted was to have their name up on one of the holes.
That's the total for all the baskets?
That's
Okay.
So then Keaton was also interested in doing like sponsorships possibly. That'd be a good way for him to raise money to pay for the baskets then. So if he reaching out to businesses, getting signs made and putting them at like the start of each hole. So.
Yeah, I mean, I would move that we allow him to do that because I think that's a great way to get the funding for that. So if that needs to be a motion, then I can.
Go ahead. Congratulations. I'm an Eagle Scout myself, so I know what it's like. Keep up the good work.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, if that needs to be a motion, I'll make that a motion that we allow him to.
Got a motion? I'll second it.
second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. I have one question before we vote. You've got a note in here about some issues with holes 1 and 2. Have
Yeah,
those been resolved?
we discussed it. There's gonna be some flexibility on.
Okay.
where we moved.
Probably the one, because of activities going on, the one that would concern me the most would be the one along the shooting range side. Just
Number
again,
2, 3,
yeah,
yeah, or number 2.
yeah,
Number 2, yeah. Yep, 1 and 2 were addressed, and then actually spoke with Matt then too.
okay,
6
good.
could possibly get shifted up, the start of 6 could be shifted up.
And I just said that just in case we decide to put a building back there,
Sure,
but
But we kind
That
of said worst case scenario.
We move it later.
yeah, yeah. All right, we have a motion and a second to approve Keaton to move forward with this project. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Congratulations, young man. We wish you all the best in the world, and I love the idea of sponsorships on these. That's a great way to fundraise, and
And if there's-
congratulations.
I would say if there's anything, if any of the businesses are wanting like a letter from us saying that we have
That's
approved this,
something that we discussed,
Yeah.
actually, was just to make it a little more formal.
reach out and I'm sure Myra or Tammy can come up with something.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
That's all I have.
coming. All right, excellent. Thank you. All right, we've got those. We have about 5 ordinances that we need to approve. Normally, we would do 2 readings for ordinances. None of these have fees associated to them, and all of them are pretty straightforward. So I would like the council's permission to set aside the 2 reading rule for this meeting to read through these and approve each one individually, and then we'll put the normal order of meeting back in place. May I have your approval to set aside the 2 reading rule? Got approval? I need a
Second.
motion. Got a second? Got a motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. All right. The first ordinance to review is whereas the state code, make sure I don't have things combined here. There we go.
You doing,
Establishes,
you doing 1 or 4?
we're going to do all 5 of these, but we'll do them individually.
Okay, you're starting with 7-1.
I was going to do them based on the way they're listed here.
Oh,
We
okay.
can,
That's fine.
yeah.
didn't
Let's
see
put
that
them in
one.
numerical order. That's a good idea, Matt. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one would be 5. The other one, I guess, would be the one you gave us.
Uh,
1 is for transfers, 2 is rules of conduct, 3 is excessive coins, 4 is the
Speed
speed limits, and the violation process is not numbered. Be 5?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
3, 4. And this one is listed as 2. And,
It should be 5.
oh, that is 2, yeah. Make sure I've got the right one that you gave me a copy of. That's the one we don't want. That's the old version.
Yep, no,
Huh?
what's 4? Transfers is number 1.
Yeah. Transfers number 1, rules of conduct number 2,
Excessive points 7.3.
yeah.
And then.
Speed limits,
is
4.
7.4.
What's this?
That was, he just talked about ordinance violation process.
There's no ordinance.
It's, oh,
Yeah.
excuse me for that. I thought it was an actual ordinance that we needed to review. All right, we have approved, moved setting aside the normal rules of reading for 2, so we will read 1, ordinance proposed 2025-7-1, an emergency ordinance providing for the transfer of appropriations within the general fund, the town of Pierceton for the year 2024, as requested by the clerk treasurer and forwarded to the council for their passage. Whereas certain extraordinary conditions have developed since adoption of the existing annual budget for 2024, it's now necessary to transfer appropriations into different categories that were appropriated in the annual budget for various functions of several departments to meet the emergencies. It's been shown that certain existing appropriations have unobliged balances, which will be available for transferring as follows. From capital assets to services, $28,428.99. And from capital assets to services, $66,450.
The funds were seeded and
Oh,
redevelopment.
seeded for the first one and the redevelopment TIF dollars for the second.
I make a motion we approve.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay, we'll sign those later. Now we'll move to the second one, ordinance number 2025-7-2. This is an ordinance of the Pierceton Town Council establishing rules of conduct on town properties. Whereas the town of Pierceton owns, operates, and maintains properties, facilities, and other areas that are open in whole or in part to the public. And whereas the town desires to protect its employees from harm, harassment, and other misconduct by those on town properties, facilities, and other areas. Whereas the town further desires to prevent disruption of work performed by town employees interruption of business, or interference with others conducting business within the town. And whereas the town seeks to establish procedures for preventing such disruptions and providing consequences for violations of this order. Now therefore it be ordained by the Town Council of the Town of Pierceton, meeting in regular session as follows. Section 1. The following definitions apply throughout this ordinance. The town shall be the Town of Pierceton. Town property shall mean any public facility or public property owned by that is accessible in whole or in part to members of the public, and a violator shall mean any person found to be in violation of this ordinance. Section 2, the ordinance shall apply to all persons on town property for whatever purpose. In Section 3, any person on town property shall refrain from engaging in the following up while on town property. And this lists the details. And I will also read the Indiana code which applies, just the code number, not the detailed code. Any felony identified in Title 35 of the Indiana Code. Any threat as defined in Indiana Code 35-45-2-1. Harassment as defined in Indiana Code 35-45-10-2. Any disorderly conduct as defined in Indiana Code 35-45-1-3, intimidation as defined in Indiana Code 35-45-2-1, battery, aggravated battery, and criminal recklessness as identified in Indiana Code 35-42-2-1, -1.5 and -2, provocation as identified in Indiana Code 35-42-2-3, littering as defined in Indiana Code 35-45-3-2, public indecency or indecent exposure as defined in Indiana Code 35-45-4-1, terrorism as defined in Indiana Code 35-31.5-2.329 or -329, obstruction of justice as defined in Indiana Code 35-44.1-2-2, false reporting as identified in Indiana Code 35-44.1-2-3, aggressive harassment as identified in Indiana Code 35-45-17.1-2, stalking as defined in Indiana Code 35-45-10-1, and public drunkenness as identified in Indiana Code 7.1-5-1-3. Section 4, trespass notice. The town shall issue to any person who violates Section 3 of this ordinance a notice of trespass pursuant to Indiana Code 35-43-2-2. A violator need not be convicted of any offense listed in Section 3 in order for the town to issue a notice of trespass. That notice shall state that the violator shall not be permitted on any town property for a period of 30 days from the date of the notice. Subsequent violations may incur an increased period of trespass for a period of 60 days from the date of notice. The notice shall be delivered to the violator in person or by certified mail. The town shall maintain in its files a copy of the notice and evidence of its delivery on the violator. The notice shall advise the violator that entry onto town property during that trespass period will result in removal, including by the police if necessary, and the town will refer the violator to the prosecutor. Section 5, any person who enters town property in violation of a notice provided under Section 4 will be removed from the town property, including by the police if necessary. Any such person who violates a notice provided under Section 3 shall be referred to the county prosecutor. Section 6, the town and its officers, employees, elected officials, and representatives shall retain all other resolutions to any violation of this ordinance, including but not limited to the right to seek damages, as well as any equitable or declaratory relief available for violation of this ordinance. Section 7, a violator shall be liable for all costs and attorney fees incurred in any proceeding to enforce this ordinance. Section 8, the town reserves the right to establish specific periods where official business may be conducted during the period of trespass. If official business is required to be conducted in person, town officials may request the presence of law enforcement while business is conducted. Section 9, the town shall display a copy of this ordinance in public view at the town hall. And Section 10, the town will post no town buildings to which the public does not have access without permission of the town. Entry into those areas with express approval of the town shall be a trespass subject to enforcement under sections 4 through 10 ordinance. And I am seeking approval by the town council to pass this ordinance. Any questions, comments? All right,
I'll make a motion.
got a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. And just by way of information, we are needing to do these things because of some security concerns that we have experienced throughout the town. Moving on to ordinance 25-7-3. This ordinance establishing limitations on payment with coin currency. Whereas the town of Pearson is authorized to establish reasonable rules and procedures for the acceptance of payments due to the town, and whereas the use of large quantities of coin currency as payment may cause undue administrative burden and delay in processing the transactions, whereas the town desires to maintain efficient operations within its officials and safeguard staff time and resources. The purpose of this ordinance is to establish reasonable limitations on the use of coin currency for the payment of municipal fines, fees, or utility charges. Coin currency means just that, legal coin tender. Excessive coin payment means the use of coin currency in a quantity or manner that significantly impedes the ability of town staff to process the transaction efficiently. The town clerk treasurer's office shall not be required to accept more than $2 in coin currency for any single payment. Loose or unrolled coins totaling more than $2 may be refused. The ordinance shall not apply to banks or financial institution remitting payments on behalf of others, payments made as part of a court-ordered restitution plan, and any payments where refusal of coins would conflict with applicable state and federal law. Need a motion to accept and approve.
I'll make the motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other questions? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. And then finally, thank you, ordinance number 2025-7-4. Jim alluded to this one earlier. We've talked about this before. Whereas Indiana Code Section 9-21-5-2 may be hereinafter amended, establishes maximum speed limits in towns, and Indiana Code sections further identified here as may be hereinafter amended, authorize towns to alter speed limits on local streets in the town's jurisdiction if the existing speeds are determined by the town to be greater or less than reasonable and safe. The town of Pearson has determined and declared that the existing speed limits are not reasonable under conditions found to exist on the town's street. And we've determined and declared that it would be appropriate to establish a more reasonable speed limit on the streets of the town of Pearson. And we've now identified those, the maximum speed limit on all streets within the corporate limits of the town as they may now exist, may hereinafter exist following annexation of any additional territory, but excluding those areas accepted therefrom and specifically designated shall be 25 miles per hour. And then there are specifically designated streets with maximum speed of 30 miles per hour. There are about 6 of those identified. And I should probably read the exception here. Nothing hereunto shall be construed to impose any speed limit upon state highways within the corporate limits of the town, which are governed by the state. Imposed maximum speed limits and specifically speed limits shall not be altered along any portion of State Road 13 or US 30, which lies within the corporate limits of the town. And this is an issue that Jim brought to us before. We've already ordered the new signs. We just need to approve the final ordinance. And I'll move that we approve this ordinance.
I'll second.
Got a second? Motion and a second. Any other questions, comments? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. Myra, clerk's report.
Okay. First, I have an invoice for $931.50. This will be our first payment. They've given us a year of free service, so if you like it.
I think it's going well. I'd make a motion, we approve it.
I do. I would second that motion. My question would be, how many do we have signed up now?
228.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And I would encourage everyone to sign up for the Reach Alert or help us spread the word. It's a great way to get the word out to folks. Got a motion and a second to approve the invoice. I need a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, approved.
And the next invoice is for Custom Signals, Inc. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, this is for a radar gun that was originally be paid 75% with a grant through Winona Lake. We will submit this to them, but we doubt that might still stand. So I just want approval to go ahead and pay for it with the assumption that we're not gonna get 75% and pay for it out of LEC operating supplies in the amount of $1,400. And then in the Marshall Supplies Fund for $1190.25 for balance.
So we could get something, but we may not.
Right.
With all that's going on.
Right.
Yes. Okay. I'll move that we approve this invoice for payment in full.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign.
Okay, and the next one, I'm requesting approval to purchase a new copier. As the current one in the clerk's office has been discontinued and we can no longer get a toner and some of the parts for it. The new copier will be bigger and be able to handle the load better that we have. And he quoted me approximately $4,800, and then with the government discount, it's $3,287.56. And then the maintenance agreements on the backside of that, it's actually going to be less. It's the base is 66 now, I think it's 43.
Yeah.
So,
And that's monthly, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will say, I looked at the copier as well. It's old and dilapidated. I did take Myra up to the church and show her the one we purchased from Applied Innovation. The one we have is slightly smaller and they needed a few more features that we didn't have, but was very happy with the functions and so on. And I really like Applied Innovation. I think they've done a good job for our church and they are good support. And I would recommend that we move forward with this as well. I'll move that we approve this invoice for a new copier.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other questions, comments? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. And that would include approval for the maintenance agreement as well.
And we did all the ordinances, and I will not be here for the council meeting in August. Kelly and I will be attending the State Board of Accounts call to meeting from August 10th to August 13th. So the office will be closed from the 11th to the 13th. So if anyone pays with cash, they can pay prior to that, get a money order and put it in the box, or wait till we get back on the 14th.
Okay.
And we'll have somebody from the staff empty in that box. So the payments will be secure.
Do we need to request to reschedule the council meeting or can we just move forward?
They should do it that way.
Okay,
And now that it's recorded, I'll have all the notes.
you'll make sure that I have everything I
I
need.
will.
Okay, good.
I'll make sure you have it. And upcoming events, the regular council meeting will be on August 11th at 6:30. The Pearson Days Festival will be on August 2nd. Tomato Fest will be August 23rd. And then I did want to note for the claim docket, the final payments for Police and Vanderbilt for the sidewalk project and for the K-21 projects included in that.
All right, anything else? Okay, Tammy, you have anything for us? Okay, we do have the claim docket to approve.
Casey's got something.
Oh, Casey, go
I've
ahead.
got two things that I left out. Because my handwritten stuff.
Slacker.
Going right to the bullet points that I typed up, not the handwritten stuff. So the first thing I have is, I'm looking for approval for security cameras, for this building.
Yes,
That and then the, plexiglass for the opening for payments.
We approve purchase of those two items.
I'll second the motion. Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Those opposed, same sign.
The other thing is the signs that we have. They were approved at the redevelopment meeting, but I still think it'd be good to bring it up here though. So we're going to have 2 welcome to Pearson signs. That'll be on each side, north side of town on 13, south side of town on 13. A little over 7 feet wide by about 5.5 feet tall. 3-dimensional monument style. It'll look really classy. So we're working on that. The other thing is a message center that would replace, well, not replace, but actually be incorporated into the Broward Park sign. It'll be digital. And that is 6 foot by 2. We can put down messages. We found out we can put the weather on there, temperatures, things like that. So that will also be happening.
On both sides.
Just the
Just the front
13
side,
side.
just like it is now. Just the front side.
It's not the one out here, it's the one at Broward. Okay.
It should be facing this way.
Well, we'd have to move the whole monument.
Well, this is good.
Yeah, so I looked at that too, and to make that happen, we'd have to move the whole monument, the flag poles, everything.
I think that's gonna be big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So do we need to vote at least on which style of digital sign? So we were given 2 different quotes.
that's coming
I have
from
enough.
redevelopment commission, isn't it? Yeah, doesn't hurt, okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So there's one that that Greg Craft ended up telling us would be a little grainy since it's so close to State Road 13. He would recommend the one that has a little bit better definition to it. Showed us exactly what the panel looked like. It made plenty of sense the way he explained it. And the cost difference is only about $1,400 difference to go with the nicer one that's going to be more legible.
Yeah, and I did look at those also, and the larger grid for the LED lights makes your image very pixelated, harder to read, and with that size sign, we really need the more densely populated LED lights so that it's a clearer picture. So I
I'll make a motion that we'd go with a better quality.
Okay,
I'll
motion,
second.
got a second? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, same sign. All right.
No,
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Casey. And did we approve?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. So we need to approve the vouchers for the month. And as Myra said, this does include the final payments to Fleece and Vanderbrink and to K21.
Make a motion, we approve the claim docket.
Okay,
I'll second.
got a motion and a second. I also did not see any other things that I had questions about. All right, got a motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. We'll get all these signatures. All right, let me find my, huh?
We'll have writer's cream.
Yeah, exactly. All right, do we have any citizen comments this evening? Any guests? Yes, ma'am. Would you come down and state your name for us, even though we know who you are?
Annie Espinoza, I got 2. Almost 2 years ago, it was approved that we got a new flagpole for the park. And the park board who bought the pole, retired Chief Petty Officer Robert Tusing donated the flag. And the Lions Club, when they had closed, gave a $1,500 check, and the board approved to put that towards that, and it's still not up there. So.
I think, yeah, Casey had mentioned that at the redevelopment meeting, and it was in the,
Yeah. get
process.
Chris and see where he's at on
See where-
this.
or was waiting on concrete work.
Yeah, okay.
You say we're waiting on concrete work?
I believe so.
And then,
Yeah.
is that with the handicap pad also?
Yeah, there's a list that I'm asking about, yeah.
I just want to check on that.
Yeah,
And, the replanting of the trees on Third Street, is that still going to be?
we need to reach out to those citizens, that had trees removed and see which ones would like trees and which ones wouldn't. But yes, that's still something we plan to do.
Yeah, because the sun, as you know, we have been pounded with heat, and I feel so the windows of the houses there, so I was just checking on them.
Yep, thank you. All right, anyone else? All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I just have
think
one
that's all
thing.
I have. Matt, you have something?
On behalf of the Pearson Days Committee, I brought it up at the redevelopment, or not the redevelopment, the Recreation Board, but we would like to close Market Street from 13 to Washington on August 2nd. So
Market
they didn't
Street.
have
Okay,
they didn't have a problem, but it has to come before the council. So
I don't have a problem with it at all. Anything we can do to help make the festival successful. I move that we allow you to do that for the Pearson Days Committee.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those, same sign. Okay, and you've gotten more volunteers for Pearson Days, right?
yeah, we have, I think there's maybe 4 extras came.
Wonderful,
Hopefully going to take it over next year. So
wonderful.
we'll see.
That's exciting.
They showed
They
very much.
You want that close the day before even?
probably, yeah,
To do the
be the
first-
Friday, yeah, because some of the vendors may come in Friday.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, they are talking. They may, I don't know. I told them this is my last year, so I will be out. So if they wanted to they're talking possibly renaming it, revamping it, moving it possibly towards spring. So we'll have to wait and see what they want to do.
lots of ideas.
Lots of ideas.
Yeah. Okay.
So
All right, anyone else? Thank you all for coming. I would move that we adjourn this meeting of the Pearson Town Council.
motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it. And thank you, Matt, for recording.